do very many stupid acts either. I mean, it wasn't that he was non-discriminating. He just decided that there was no reason to do it. And wow, what a difference that makes in life. Charlie?
Well, it's so simple to spend less than you earn and invest shrewdly and avoid toxic people and toxic activities and try and keep learning all your life, et cetera, and do a lot of deferred gratification because you prefer life that way.
It's a great moment to review investing and business fundamentals in light of current market turbulence. When looking for chances during this sell-off, investors should follow the example of the two and concentrate on high-quality firms with pricing power, given the increasing negative risks of the economy and the present inflationary climate. High returns on capital, steady earnings, and low debt levels are characteristics of quality that should enable the business to weather any downturn in the economy. 2015 saw Berkshire Hathaway reach a new benchmark, 50 years under Warren Buffett's direction. It's a record for value generation and philosophy in addition to being a CEO. Buffett is well known for his clear-cut, easy-to-understand investing, life and business principles that guide young people in the correct direction. Charlie Munger, a friend and longtime colleague, assists him in running the business. At the age of 94, Charlie Munger holds the position of Vice Chairman of Berkshire Hathaway and is worth more than $2 billion. Charlie is regarded as one of the brightest thinkers of the 20th century and is the author of Poor Charlie's Almanac. His belief and way of thinking enabled Buffett to advance Berkshire and help it become what it is today. Buffett started his investment career by purchasing cigar butts or inexpensive, low-quality firms that still hold some puff left in them. However, under Munger's guidance, he eventually shifted his attention to high-quality companies. It's far better to buy a wonderful company at a fair price than a fair company at a wonderful price, Buffett now asserts. As Munger points out, in our way of thinking, all intelligent investment is value investment. Thus, valuation is still important. This can be seen in the case of some of Buffett's biggest and most profitable investments, such as Apple AAPL minus 0.5% AAPL and Coca-Cola KO minus 0.6% KO. According to Munger and Buffett, a CEO shouldn't assign risk management. It's simply too significant. Every derivative contract on Berkshire's books is initiated and under the supervision of Buffett. It will be Berkshire's fault if he ever finds himself in trouble. It won't be as a result of poor decisions made by the chief risk officer or the risk commodity. According to Buffett, a chief risk officer is a worker who gives you confidence to make foolish decisions. Examine everything you do in life and business, not just in terms of legality, but also if you would be pleased to have your actions featured on the top page of a newspaper story written by an astute but stern writer. Occasionally, somebody in your network may comment, "Everyone is doing this." If this line of reasoning serves as the main defense of a choice in your business or life, it is nearly always flawed. When a management team known for their intelligence takes on a firm known for its poor financial performance, the company's reputation is what survives. After 25 years of buying and supervising a great variety of businesses, Charlie and I have not learned how to solve challenging business problems. What we have learned is to avoid them. We have done better by avoiding dragons than by slaying them, Warren Buffett said. In a previous interview, Buffett stated, "Charlie and I don't even know what we will earn next quarter. We don't even know what our business will earn next year." CEOs who assert that they can predict the future tend to arouse our suspicions, and if they regularly meet their objectives, we find them utterly unbelievable. Supervisors who consistently guarantee to make numbers will eventually feel persuaded to falsify the data. The ultimate irony of managing a firm is that it is easier for a CEO who performs poorly to remain in his position than it is for a subordinate who performs poorly. For example, if a secretary is recruited for a position, her to type, or a him, that's kind of sexist, 80 words per minute but can also write 50, he or she would lose his or her job. However, a CEO who consistently performs poorly is kept on board forever. In far too many businesses, the manager fires the management performance arrow and quickly covers the target with the bullseye when it falls. The majority of the members of the board of directors should be outsiders and should number no more than 10. Membership in the board should require business acumen, a passion for the work, and an owner-oriented mindset. Far too frequently, directors are chosen on the basis of their notoriety or ability to diversify the Ducati. That approach is incorrect, as it has the potential to bring down a whole company. We've never succeeded in making a good deal with the wrong person. An owner or an investor can do wonders if he or she manages to associate himself or herself with such people in the business that possess decent human qualities and are worth admiring. Warren Buffett. There has never been a master plan in Berkshire. They dismissed the guy or girl who wanted to do it because it takes on a lie of its own and doesn't adapt to changing circumstances. They encourage individuals to consider newly available information. The world of life is dynamic, always evolving. Like a battlefield, it is always changing. Karl von Clausewitz, who stated that combat is a continuous interaction of opposites in which my opponent dictates me as much as I dictate to him or her, is a person who has pondered the most about applying master plans to a dynamic. No war plan outs the master economy with the enemy, he added in his writing. Munger once said, work only with the people who you enjoy. Don't sell anything you wouldn't buy yourself. Don't work for anyone you don't respect or admire. Our work is our life, and finding fulfillment in our work and relationships with others is a key indicator of leading a fruitful life. Even if we're millionaires, it is a bad existence if we aren't happy in our jobs. The majority of individuals are far more adept at speculation than at world comprehension. In a previous interview, Charlie Munger stated that speculation protects us from the competition. How come? As it creates a barrier to competition entrance, and the higher the barrier, the harder it is to become a specialist. We shall spend our entire lives in direct competition with each other if all we do is what everyone else does. Charlie thinks that young people are readily swayed and frequently develop an obsession with a particular idea. It becomes hard to think of anything else or to see the other side of an issue where the preoccupation reaches a certain extent. Young people are oblivious to reason when they are passionate about something. Many people think multitasking makes them extremely productive. Charlie discovers that you are handing your opponents who are deep in thinking a substantial edge if you don't have the time to think things through. Munger has beaten Wall Street at its own game. Munger is saying it is crucial to avoid dumb stuff like visiting a racecourse, running pressure, contracting AIDS, trying drugs, or accruing debt. Okay. The finest investment a person can make, according to Buffett, is in himself. Few individuals, he observed, really get the most out of life. For many, potential it's greater than reality. Continue learning as you go. Alternatively, dedicate 1 hour a day to learning something new, as Charlie put it. Buffett advises pupils to think like something who is choosing a single automobile to drive for the rest of their lives when he speaks to them. What would they do with it? They would wipe off the rust areas, replace the oil twice, and frequently and meticulously study the instruction manual. All we have in life is one mind and one body, after all. Regarding their philosophy of life, Munger said, pragmatism, take action based on your temperament. Following your experience, do what works best. Stick to what works and don't give up. The basic formula for life is to repeat what works for you. Buffett also advised following your passions. Nothing that he didn't enjoy doing had going ever well within his hands. A noteworthy aspect of Buffett and Munger's investing performance is their capacity to generate exceptionally high returns over an extended period of time. The financial industry is rife with rising stars who have made huge profits but occasionally burst into spectacular flames. The Berkshire model's hallmark remains risk management. Famously, Buffett promises that Berkshire will always have at least $30 billion in cash on hand and won't worry about paying its debts. At the end of the first quarter, for instance, Berkshire had over $94 billion in cash on hand, the great majority of which was invested in US Treasury bonds. Others may legitimately worry about the security and liquidity of investments during periods of severe market turbulence, such as a global financial crisis. That's it, guys. Keep these tips in mind and do not forget to subscribe to our channel.